Hey guys, welcome to Ramen Toy live stream. Hold on, did I get my audio off? Is everybody hearing me okay? Let me know. Let me know, guys, in the comment section if everybody's hearing me okay. All right. Okay, so we are back. All right. This is the first live stream of 2023. And I'd like to say hi in the comment section to our fans and friends. Sam Newsman is in the house. Hello to you, Sam. We got John Ho. We got Christopher. Neil Hill is in the house. Hello, Neil. Clemens Henderson. Thank you for joining the stream. And Collector Express. Right. Good to have you here, my friend. Okay, everybody's hearing me nice and good. That's good. All right. So, because today we're going to be talking about the Mavericks prototype review. So, I have with me in hand our Maverick figure prototype, and I put together a short presentation to show you guys exactly this particular figure. Bit of a comparison, a bit of a turn of all the angles, and then we'll dive into an actual live presentation of the prototype itself, and we'll take some questions of that. How does that sound? All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and put up the slides. Okay. So again, this is the prototype review, and again, right? If you guys are new to the stream, consider to subscribe to the channel and help it grow, like and share, of course. So let's go into these slides head on. All right. Well, but before that, let me just go ahead and show you guys this overlay, right? So back in, I would say, third quarter of 2022, so last year, right? We previewed this particular figure that we call the Maverick, and this that you see on your screen right now is basically the sculpt by itself, like a statue. We have yet to input all the articulation points. Now we've gone through some iterations and reiterations because this is not exactly an easy dissection, and we have come thus far to get the figure dissected, which is in our presentation tonight. All right. So you can see on the screen right now, there is the render on the left and the actual prototype on the right. Now, bear in mind that the render that you're seeing on the left actually is the entire G suit, whereas the prototype that's on the picture on the right, that is actually the flight suit. Okay, but just to give you a rough feel of the figure, how we've dissected it. This is another view. Now this time around, the render on the right is that of the flight suit, not the one with the G suit, right? Just a normal the aviator's flight suit. Okay, so that's how it looks like as you look at how we have dissected the figure on the left. And this is an overview of the prototype with the G suit as separate pieces. Now, these pieces will actually be very soft material, the G suit, so that you can actually put them onto the figure, right? The figure itself will be solid PVC, and the flight suit, the pressurized pants, and all these harness, these will all be very soft material that you can attach to the figure, and thus forming the actual pilot suit. All right. So that's basically the accessories that the figure will come with, including, of course, sunglasses, aviator sunglasses, and a wrist aviator watch, which we have yet to show in this particular this particular shot. This image right here is a comparison. On the left, that would be our render that we shared with you guys before, and on the right, again, without the G suit on, that's our prototype with the helmet on and visor down. I will show you guys later, how the visor actually works. And this particular picture, of course, is what most of you have been asking ever since we put up the picture this morning on Facebook. You were asking about, how it scales. Yes, it actually scales with classified and action force. So on the right, on the left of the screen is an action force figure. In the middle there is a GI Joe classified figure, and of course on the right, extreme right, would be our Maverick prototype. Okay, so that's how it's going to scale, pretty much. Another look here on the side view between what we gave as a render and what we are coming out as the prototype. Okay, so again, this is not the final prototype. I've looked at it firsthand today, and I am taking some notes. I am, again, during the comments here on this live stream, there could be further notes that can be taken down, right? But basically, I've taken some notes, and I have implemented some changes, improvements on how it should look, and obviously, we'll give you a colored prototype after this, and then from then on, we can start doing some pre-orders. All right. So this is another image, another view, the back view of, again, the left would be our render versus on the right how we dissected the parts. Pay no attention to the dark, behind the ankle, behind the knee, where it's actually the joints. So that seems to be very recessed, but those will be fixed. So not to worry about that. Okay. And this particular, I think it's the last slide. It shows the Maverick with, well, there's a few more slides. It shows the Maverick from all the angles. Okay. So we've chosen to put the helmet on just for all intents and purposes. We will have a look at the figure on later on at the prototype stage. So this again, you'll see, a view on the side. That will be his left side. You can see him half 45 degrees on the left and right, and then the straight on shot of the figure. Now, of course, the helmet will be decorated in this particular fashion. Okay, so what you see there, again, prototype, and then the final piece will be decorated as you can see over here. And of course, on the flight suit itself, there will be the various insignias that we're going to put in place so that the figure will be in his khaki green flight suit with all these nicely decorated insignia patches, plus a nice looking helmet that we've just showed over here. And that would be our Maverick. Okay, so I'm going to just take a minute to go into the comment section to see if there's any questions so far regarding this. Let's see. Well, Neil Hill asked about the antagonist cyborg replacement part. We're actually processing that right now, and we should be shipping out the replacement part sometime next week. Okay, so not to worry there. Say hello to Hector here, who just joined the stream. Welcome, welcome. All right, any questions that so far from the presentation? Hey, John, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you very much. Is this a part of line or a standalone figure? This is currently planned as a standalone figure because it is the Maverick. It is an iconic figure that we have long wanted to produce, and this is the chance for us to showcase it. Hey, Kato's collection. Welcome to the stream. Dean McMahon, I'm curious about the paint job here. Will you give it a realistic or cartoony approach? Well, there's no cartoony version, so it will be realistic, right? As realistic as you would get with a Action Force figure, classified GI Joe. Maybe, of course, you would say that some classified GI Joes are looking a bit cartoony, but yeah, we'll give it a realistic feel. You will see that during our presentation of the painted sample, surely. Does it come with a membership to Scientology? That's a good one. As long as it doesn't come with a Falcon's head sculpt, it'll be fine. Okay, I heard about that. All right, we have got some requests, but one step at a time, one step at a time. Um, are those the final elbow joint? Yes and no. The elbow joint, I'll show you guys in just a bit, right? When I focused on the prototype itself. But yeah, this is the elbow joint. Yes, and then no is because I'm, doing some revision so that the movement achieves a bit more angle versus what it is now. That's the whole reason of having a prototype. Okay, we implemented the joints, but there is obviously a guy that sits at the computer to make those joints, and he may not understand the figure as well as we do, so that we need to have the prototype in hand. We look at it and we do some markups, and then that's how we actually get it refined. Well, we are only interested in the Maverick because it is the aviator of choice back in the 80s. Um, Definitely not old. All right, definitely not old. We'll look at we'll see about that, because obviously if we get this done, we'll have the molds basically, and then we just need to sculpt new heads, make new prints for the other characters. Of course, if you guys don't mind the actual height difference, so in this case, it would be like 6-inch scale, so to speak, versus a 1/12 scale, because obviously different characters in the movie has different heights, but we can't achieve that with our one tooling. So that would be something to give. All right, we can't possibly be making different toolings for different heights. So please pardon us. Yes, I just think I just answered that, John. Hey Eric, welcome to the stream. What's up? What's up with you? Yes, squadron patches definitely. All right. So Sam Newsman's question: will the ankle joint rock from side to side or just front to back? Yes, of course. So we have learned from our previous figures, and then this time round it will rock side to side. It will go front to back, any ways you want. Okay, I will show it just a little bit. Once I finish up all these questions, I will direct the camera to the prototype itself, and then we can look at it a bit more closely. All right. Yes, wait till the dish is served, then you will see how we actually decorate the helmet on that particular scale. Hey, Sammy's Collectibles, thank you very much for showcasing ramen toys products on your channel. We really appreciate it, and surely enough, we will be collaborating with you really soon with some of our test pieces that you can review and showcase on your channel. Thank you very much. They should have sent a poet. Okay, not sure what that means. Yeah, thanks a lot. It's looking good. It's feeling good, and by the time we actually get the soft parts down, and then paint it up, it's gonna look pretty awesome. Christopher asked, Maverick looks awesome. Question: So, what are the new names for the original commanders? We have some names, but I don't think I have them off the top of my head at the moment. But we will definitely release those names as and when we share the packaging of the new commanders wave, the new retro packaging wave. It will include the names on those characters. All right, so stay tuned. If you sold hit sculpts of Val Kilmer and the guy who played Goose with this set, it would force people to buy multiples. Hopefully. Will it be a removable helmet or will it come with two sculpted hits, one with helmet and one without? No, it will be removable helmet. We try to make it as realistic playability as possible. So of course the initial idea is to have two hits. One is a helmeted hit, and one is a uh, non-helmet hit. Obviously, because it's hard to put on a helmet when the toy figure's hairpiece is solid. But in this case, we managed to, based on the haircut, we managed to put the helmet on without the need to have a separate helmet hit, so to speak. So I'll show that in just a little bit. All right. But definitely, yes, one hit by itself, and then the helmet goes on, and the hair would be injected in color so that there is no risk of the on and off helmet scraping off any paints that would otherwise be applied to the hair. So that would be one particular point that we will definitely do, because no point to paint the hair and then there is going to be some friction, definitely, right? The helmet is a nice tight close fit, nothing loose, just a little bit play but nothing too loose. You still need to really plug it in, because the shape of the helmet has a small opening, right? A smaller opening, and that's the nature of helmets, right? To keep it yourself safe, it has to be a nice snug fit. So the helmet actually has a small opening. It will uh, open slightly as you push the head in, and then it closes back again, because it's a C-shaped thing. It's a C-shaped plastic. And then when we do this motion, we don't want any paint chips. So the hair would be molded in color. Nice color. Hey, Laser Pants, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Laser Pants from the 3POA. Is Iceman on the agenda? Definitely. Why not? We did. This is going to be one tooling, and the only way to amortize the tooling is to make more pilots. So that's really a hint right there. Maybe a generic pilot, maybe a pilot that you would, complement in that particular Maverick lineup. But definitely, yeah, we will definitely want to amortize that tooling. Um, why did Mingo, right? Mingo, thank you for your question. Why did your company choose this movie line? What other figures will they release from the movie, or just the Maverick? So I just gone through that. Why did I choose this line? Is because as a Top Gun fan, loving the F-14, loving the movie Top Gun, it's a figure, it's an icon, and it's not been done for various reasons. So we're here as the guys with a bit of a third party thing to try to put it out to the market for you guys. You guys, I'm sure there's the people who are like-minded, like me, who would like to have this figure in the collection, and this is the chance to have it. And that's the reason why we chose this character for the Maverick, right? And if we make other characters, definitely, again, I just mentioned, amortizing the tooling. All right. So hopefully that will be the case. Sentinel Bay reviews. Hello, my friend. Um, If this sell, will you continue to make more pilots and maybe the F-14? So a bit of a giveaway here. Yes, we are actually developing a 160 scale F-14 uh, piece. So as you guys may know from Caliber Wings, my other brand, we do die-cast F-14s. But as a collector of action figures, I understand that a die-cast model would not go well with a action figure collection that is in plastic. So what we're doing is to make the F-14 in a plastic form with quality plastics like you would get with Transformers. And because we can't do it in 112 scale yet, so we'll present it as a 160 scale that you can put sort of in the background with the figure in the front, the aircraft in the background. So that's what we have planned. So since you asked, that is your answer. Any plans for F-18? Not yet, definitely no. F-14, yes, but not F-18. All right, let's see. Okay. Found me on Facebook. That's good. Yeah, those are the Motu figures from Mattel, and of course, we had our most powerful stand in the universe to complement those figures, and then putting it up on the background as our work. Thank you very much. So I've just mentioned that, Eric. So, yep, that's answered already. Are you going to provide the young or older? Also answered already in early in the stream. Yes, it's going to be young, not old, because again, remember it is the 1986 movie, so young back then. Iron Eagle pilot. Why not? If again, if you guys can accept the same body with a different head, then by all means, right? If the critical collector wants everything to be changed and different, then we can't do it in that sense. Thanks for this live. Love the transparency. Always, Neil. It's always transparent because we are sharing this, right? This is more of a indie I've heard. I've just learned about this term, right? The indie company. So we are the indie company, and we are just collectors like yourselves, but we chose to embark on making some products, and we share the progress, we share the ups and downs. As and when there is a problem, we put up videos, we put up explanation to explain ourselves, and we learn from there going forward, such as I just mentioned earlier in the stream when the question was asked about the ankle, whether this would just do a side to side or front to back. It will do all, right? Both dual functions, because we've learned, right? We've learned from our production, we've learned, and every batch, if I may just go on a tangent, always have an issue, right? No matter what it is, every single new product that you make, there's always going to be some, issues here and there that you probably wouldn't know until it gets found out. So, like for the case of the antagonist cyborg, my plan was that the cyborg arm was meant to just like rotate, like a yeah, like circular motion, right? Not meant for any angle. But of course, since it's under it could be something that the collectors want, and then we could probably do a version 2 next time that incorporates that particular little bit of emotion, so that there is no chance of anybody breaking, or simple instructions, a little piece of paper that say, hey, don't bend the arm in this way. So yeah, sometimes, because of the aesthetics of the figure, there's a consideration of certain things to look the way it is. It doesn't really give or provide the articulation that you might think. So we're trying our best to sort that out. Okay. Wearable helmet. Maybe next time. Let's see how we get on with our Mets Hawking helmet first, before embarking on a helmet project, because a helmet is a much bigger product, and a much bigger product means a much bigger mold, and a much bigger mold would mean more expensive. So we are still trying to figure out, and I'm very keen, right, to deliver that Mets Hawking helmet that I teased last year. um, it just means I got to really sit down and assess the cost, probably ensure that I have a tangible product at a good price before I actually give you guys the news or information about actually ordering it. So please stay tuned. We're still working on that helmet, not giving up. Hey, Robin, thanks for joining the stream. So this has been answered already. Disclaimer: I'm actually not a F-18 fan, so it's going to take a lot for me to do it. Um, you're the guy that likes the 1980s Centurions cartoon, yes. More so the toys than the cartoon. I have not had a chance to actually do all the cartoons. All right. Yeah, a 6-inch F-14 would be massive, and it it's good to think about it. Think about it, how to ship it, but nothing is impossible. Just the price. If everything is a price. So yeah, we'll think about it. Hold on here. Oh, there's a lot of comments I need to get to before I actually show you guys the. So can I just maybe I'll just quickly scroll down to see if there's any other important ones. Otherwise, I will go ahead to show you guys the prototype. Okay. All right. So I think I've. Well, there's quite a lot of comments. All right, guys. So I'm going to just turn the camera on to over here. So give me a second, guys, as I go offline or off screen actually. So just give me a minute. Okay, so this is the camera over here, that is a Sony 90 mm macro. So I can't really, so it's actually lying down, you can see. And because of the macroness of this camera, I can't show the entire body. Okay, that's the problem. All right, I don't have another camera lens that actually gives me the depth of field except this one. Okay, so yeah, that's the figure. Is a prototype. Okay, it is fragile, of course. One thing that I want to highlight is that, going forward, we would actually change the ball pack to fit classified, to fit Action Force, to fit um, Marvel Legends, right? So this pack here would be changed bigger, so that and of course the hole on the figure's head would be bigger, so that you can actually get this and fix it onto your classified and Marvel Legends. Okay, so one thing I want to show you guys here is that the oxygen mask and the hose would be flexible. Right now it is solid resin, so it's not flexible, but it will be a flexible hose with possibly a wire inside, so they can actually, twirl it up to attach to the body. All right, some pilots actually roll up the oxygen hose and then attach onto the flight suit. Okay, so that's one part. And then, just like the actual uh, pilot, you can detach your oxygen mask, right, on this side, or if you are the other way, you can detach the oxygen mask on the other side. Okay, so that's the feature here. All right, and I'm going to just go off screen a little bit and remove the head, and then show you guys the feature here of the visor. So it is movable, so you can actually have visor down and visor up. All right. So again, as I mentioned, right, it's a smaller entry to the head on the helmet. All right, exactly like how the helmet should be. So this entire helmet here would be colored and printed with what I showed you guys just now, so that it mimics exactly our favorite hero's helmet. Okay, so again, the feature here, down, up. All right. I think this I will also make it into a transparent black plastic. Okay, transparent black plastic. So time for the moment of truth. So this is the head sculpt. I'm not sure if the light is picking it up properly. Perhaps the lighting is not so good, but that's the head sculpt. And pardon if those of you who have eagle eyes, you can see that there's some chipping on the ears. That's because, again, this is a very brittle resin prototype, and when I was putting on the helmet, it sort of chipped the ears. But not to worry. Again, this would be PVC during production, and you would not have that problem. So the figure's head goes in this way. There we go. All right. And you can see that there's a bit of it fits pretty snugly. All right. Focus. There you go. All right. And you can actually um, put on the visor. All right. So again, he will have his oxygen mask on over here. There we go. All right. We will clean up the gaps a little bit so that there's no gaps. All right. This will be adjusted. Again, the reason why we're having a prototype is so that we can see everything and then make adjustments as we go along. Okay. So you can see that there is placement for the insignias on his body. All right, all the insignia joints in patches. So I'm going to be pushing for pet printing. All right, pet printing. But of course, the sample that I'll do will be decals. Right, I'll be making a color sample, and then this sample would be using decals. Okay, so if I may just go from maybe uh, feet down, you got nice boot details. All right, you got boot details. And speaking of that articulation, you can do left, I mean, side to side, right? And then you can do down. Hold on, it's not focusing. Hold on. So yeah, you can do down, up, right? Maybe I'll just take the leg off and show it to you, right? So All right, so you got your down and up, and you got your side to side. Okay, and you're gonna have your knee. All right, knee joint over there. All right, knee joint. So we try to uh, sculpt some details of the joints so that it looks more like the fabric. Okay, there's also a bit of a boot, call it boot cut, is it right? Over here. Okay. And of course, thigh swivel, thigh swivel there, thigh swivel there, and just a bit of a drop down on the leg. All right, to allow it to be in a sitting position. All right, as you bend the knees. Okay, so again, the body here. So so this, as they call it, diaper, right? The diaper, right? This part here would actually be even softer PVC. This is gonna be like solid PVC, but this is gonna be like hollow, like a soft layer. So this in the final production will turn because this is soft. If you know what I'm saying. Okay, currently this is all solid, so I can't really turn it. All right, I can't really turn it. But in the final thing, this will be soft, so it allows more movement even over here, more movement because this will be really soft. All right, the underwear, and we'll have proper ab crunch, so to speak, right? Ab crunch, and like I said, there'll be a wristwatch. I don't have it now, but there'll be a wristwatch over here, and there'll be aviator glasses that I don't have it with me at the moment. Okay, so what is interesting, okay, on the Maverick is this is the flight suit, right? And then you're gonna get the G suit, okay? The G suit with all the details as a pilot would don, right? The G suit. So we will actually have an opening here, right? The opening is going to be here, and this will sort of fold out, and then you can slip it on the body, and this is going to be the G suit with, of course, all fully colored. A little torchlight over there, all right? All the harness and stuff like that, and then the bottom of the G suit, right? This is going to be very soft material, very bendy, and then you get all the harness that goes in. I can't put it in now again because it's all solid and rigid, but this is all gonna be soft. Goes in, all right, including those straps around the crotch. All right. So, any questions thus far as I go back to look at the comments? All right. So, if nothing else, I will then put the camera back on me, and then we can go ahead and look at the other comments and hopefully answer any questions. So hold on, let me get the camera back onto myself. Okay, there we go. I'm back. All right, guys. Okay, so that is the Maverick. Okay, we it's a labor of love. It's coming to fruition. Next stage is just to put on the colors, and we can really get going. All right. So, will there be a leather jacket option? Well, that's a good idea. But then a leather jacket will be civilian clothes, right? Civilian clothes. That's a totally different tooling, right? Jeans and white top and leather jacket. So maybe next time, who knows, right? Next time. But at the moment, it's just going to be the flight suit. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Neil, for that. Um, hey, Retro Toy Escapades from Malaysia, my friend. Face Cup, top notch stuff. Thank you so much. Great custom option for Mission Impossible. Yeah, why not? Just so we've made the hit. We're going to make the hit revised so that all the ball packs will fit. Motu, Marvel Legends, Action Force, Classified GI Joe. So you can just plug it out and put it there. Initially we didn't do that with our other characters because we just got into the market and we didn't really pay attention to the pack being of a certain size. So we apologize for that. That's a missed opportunity, but there's always next time, right? As we go along, moving forward, we're going to have all these hits as a universal joints. I mean, they decided to be that size, then we got to follow on suit with that particular size. Oh, that'll be next tooling, right? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Let's see. I'm going to just go back to look at any of the comments or questions that I would have missed as I interrupted the comments for that live demonstration on the prototype. Um, okay. Um, well, the head sculpt will only have a full 360 rotation. Why would you want a head sculpt to have a 360 rotation? But yeah, I mean it should be because it's gonna be on that pack. Maybe the hair will get in the way. I'm not sure. I will have to investigate that. But why would we need a 360 on a head? How about separate F-14 cabin? See, the thing about having a cabin is that how would you display it on the sides? Because in an actual cockpit, you mean, right? A cockpit, it is inside the aircraft. So the fuselage, the cockpit is inside. If we remove the fuselage and just show off the cockpit, to me, it looks kind of weird. Yeah, it's not complete. Something's missing. And once you have the fuselage, then you cut it off. Then something's missing: the nose, the back of the plane. So it's all, in my opinion, tough to get this realized. But we'll see, right? We'll see because you have a bust of characters that's really like with no arms and just cut off at the waist at the bust. So maybe yeah, we could cut off the aircraft at the nose and just keep the cockpit section. All right, so that is that. um Sentinel Bay Reviews talks about the most powerful stand in the universe shipment has arrived. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. We hope you like it. Yeah, I'll see you, Vladimir. Iron Eagle, Chappie, Colonel Charles Chappie Sinclair, Dark Masters in fight suit. KIV. We'll see how it goes. Hope you sell the new sets of new helmets with the logo for BotCon 2022. Sell the new sets of new helmets. Oh, okay. Um, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep that in mind. That is right, Laser Pants. The F-14 Tomcat is that long and that big in 6 inch. Amazing piece, definitely. Maybe something that we can endeavor to try. Retro Toy Escapades. Looking forward to the tease or the packaging art when it's ready. Yeah, gonna put my thinking cap on for the packaging of this particular piece. It's gonna be epic. Thanks for doing all this and making this a reality. My pleasure. My pleasure. It's a personal passion of mine, so I couldn't be happier to be doing it. All right, couldn't be happier. Rodrigo, will you be releasing all three original commanders at once or one at a time? You see, because the fact of the matter is that we do not have the numbers to make up for a production of that quantity. So we are actually making this third release with the retro packaging combined so that as a combined lot, it meets the factory's MOQ. So we are sort of uh, governed by this MOQ thing. So it has to be in that case. Answering your question, it has to be a one-time release. You know, I definitely feel the strain of releasing it all at once. I can understand about getting a figure every month or 2 months, but we'll see, right? We have not yet put out the PO. We have not yet decided on it. We could make everything and then release it one at a time. I don't know. I have to check with my guys with production, and we'll have an answer on maybe on Facebook, right? But definitely, it it is difficult for us to do it one at a time. So if we do it, it's really going to be something that we mash the numbers and then do it for the fans and the customers. But if we don't do it, please understand that is a minimum quantity restriction, and we hope that you can understand that. All right, I really can't. I've said my apologies. All right, if that's not what you wanted to hear. Kato's collection, yes, he's definitely one of those that's been waiting for a figure from TG. Likewise, likewise. Brick something. Welcome to the stream. That's wow. That's good. Wow is good. Mingo. So, oh wow, F14, GI Joe F14 in the 80s could hold two action figures. I have my personal opinion about the GI Joe's F14, but I will leave that to myself. Sammy's collectible toys. Since we're all nostalgic collectors, how about mention to me a Arnold Total Recall action figure? Guys, you have to give me some breathing space. There is already using up the bandwidth making the Machina stuff, the Maverick stuff, the Marshall stuff. We are coming up with the Titanium Titans original IP. We are planning to make, as I was talking about in another stream yesterday, proper armor for the Dolph Lundgren hit on a classics around on a origins body. So lots of projects in mind, along with what I teased yesterday with the naked torso. That will be revealed really soon. I'm really excited to show you guys what we've come up with. Hopefully, you guys will like it. Yes, 160 scale display piece because 148 will be too big. 172 is a little small, so somewhere in between a 160 scale because we have Macross products in 160 scale, Valkyries VF1. So we figured that we can do the F14 in 160 so that for Robotech Macross collectors they can put the VF1 alongside our 160 F14, which the VF1 was inspired by from Kawamori in the first place, right? So that would be a great skill, plastic to plastic, mano a mano. Kevin Korn, welcome to the stream. Any other properties you're looking at? We are looking at many properties, but we have to pace ourselves. Um, hey Gary, did I show the prototype already? No, I think you managed to see the prototype as I actually skip these comments to actually show you guys the prototype. But of course, the pictorial presentation was done much earlier in the stream, where I showed pictures of the prototype in full body. Again, I apologize. My lens is a macro 90 mm and it's so zoomed that I cannot show the entire 6 inch of it. Collector Express as a dream item, F14 in this scale will be epic, very epic, maybe very expensive as well. Yes, I think I may want to go. It's an itch of mine to go because I've actually attended two Nurembergs back in the day. The very first Nuremberg, I actually stayed in Firth. If you're familiar, I'm sure you're familiar. So there was this hotel called the Pyramid Day. It's actually a pyramid similar to the one in Las Vegas, same, but not the same. This particular pyramid, you can actually have windows seeing out versus the one in Las Vegas. They have no windows, I think, right? Yeah, so I was staying in the Pyramid Day in Firth for Nuremberg. I believe 20 2014, I think 2013, 2014, and then I went back again. uh I think 2017, 17. Those were my two times in Nuremberg, and yeah, I would love to go back once again, although yeah, although it's cold during that time. But yeah, if I do go, I will let you know. What are your future releases for 2023? Thanks, Tony, for that question. Um, the future releases for this year, of course, we're going to be showcasing the Happy Halloween 2022 car, which I just had a good look at on the 3D model prior to this stream this afternoon, and it's looking good. We have the options there. We can convert the model into you know three different types of cars, and we are putting on the lighting effects, and I am looking forward to having that prototype in hand by the end of next month. That's a target, right? We need to start to solicit the pre-orders for this guy by April, and it's no April Fool's joke. Okay, so yeah, that's one thing. And then once we get the Great Gull Wing out the door, again, I'll be getting the test shot, the final test shot after tooling has been revised next week. So next week, stay tuned for that announcement. Maybe a live stream as well to show you guys the functionality of the Great Gull Wing. You can see it live, how the doors spring out, how the stabilizers spring out, how the bombs are working, and how the figure fits into the car. And once that's done, we will be into production. Of course, before that, we're going to have a final color sample, right? So next week will just be a normal non-colored sample of the car, following a color sample, and then in production. And production would be in April, right? So we are hoping to ship it out by May, and then it should land in your hands latest by June. Sorry for the delay. It was supposed to be a first quarter 2023 release, but again, we sort of started the tooling a little bit late, and due to the many parts of the car, tooling revision was more than we anticipated. So initially, a simple figure that we did with Silverhawks, Quicksilver Monster, those are like figural stuff. Tooling revision is minimal, but with a car that you have working parts, the doors, how the doors would have tolerance or gaps with the body itself, the way we would want to implement the springing action, and then the parts have to be snugly adhered, right? If it's too tight, then the spring would not be strong enough to eject the part. If it's too loose, then when you close it back, then it sort of like wiggles. So these are all tolerances with the tools that has caused the extra time in terms of fixing the tooling. So hence we have a T1, T2, which I shared, right? I shared a T1 piece or by just pictures. I couldn't actually show any function because there was no function at all. T2 prototype, we actually showed a video of it, but again, the function wasn't as perfected. And now T3 is what I'm getting next week. Okay, so yeah, so once we get that into the hands of you guys, we will then be able to just nice show off the Great Whites prototype, and that's what is in store for 2023, along with some other surprises that we have yet to announce. Of course, along with the Phantom foil, we are going to get that on pre-order really soon. The Apache Commander is going to be coming out as well. Land Drone needs to be out because people have pre-ordered it. We were sort of held back because we revised the tooling on the Land Drone's feet. If you guys saw Mike Tidium Hanger's review on the Land Drones, he did mention about it. I told him that these are test samples pre-production, but we found a problem with the way the feet would join, and it was a weak link. The plastic was kind of weak, so it has to be back to the drawing board on the tooling to revise that part. We shouldn't be in the first place because we've done the Entangly sideboard, right? The sideboard's feet were perfect. So why did the factory not do the same thing on the Land Drone as with the sideboard? So again, things that you miss, along the way. You can't really catch everybody on every single thing. That's how difficult production is, right? It's going to be on the ball almost like 24/7. Yeah, I really hope so. Again, the main concern is the price, and we don't want to be pricing ourselves out. What I have in mind is really, I would say, much more advanced than what you get with the Hasbro Star Wars helmets. If you have had those, you will know that with all due respect, it's not the ultimate of helmets, right? What we're going to be giving you with this one is that you're going to get real sunglasses effect, iridium blue coating, like what you would get on those Oakleys, right? So, and you actually breathe in that thing, right? It's going to be a real helmet that has breathable function. You're not going to be suffocating yourself in that helmet, which I've tried some of Hasbro's helmet, and I couldn't stand being in there for more than 20 minutes. So yeah, real breathing, real lens for the eyes, and then this all the costs involved. Hey Mingo, you subbed on YouTube. Remember you showed a toy store in your city. They make lots of toys, throwback toys. Don't recall. Sorry about that. Daniel, thank you for the kind comment. Very important. Love the work. Thank you, and thank you very much for that comment. Flight of the Intruder. I think I read it as a book back as a teenager. Pre-orders will be coming soon, of course, for the Maverick once I get the painted sample. So I am sort of extrapolating around middle of next month, right? Middle of next month is when we can get the decals printed, the helmet printed, and then one nice painted prototype, pictures and everything, and you guys can start pre-ordering, right? Well, maybe we'll keep that as an exclusive for some convention. I don't know. Currently, no, I don't have the tooling is already planned in such a way. I don't have extra room for extra stuff. But good idea, right? I'll be sure to credit you kneel when we actually do it. No parachute attachment because parachutes for naval aviators are, let's see, you have a point there. I was about to say that the parachutes were with the ejection seat. So yeah, so the pilots strap themselves in the ejection seat, and if I'm not mistaken, the parachutes are in the ejection seats. So, but I could be wrong, right? But I wouldn't have that on our figure. That's all we're gonna hear. So, all right. So, thank you so much. It's gonna be awesome, right? We're gonna, we have learned quite a bit on our previous figures, and then this particular one, we're gonna definitely do it good. Talk to me, Goose. Indeed, Skyfall. Thanks for the comment, and thanks, Laser Pens. You're in 100%. Thank you so much. All right, so got some comments here, but not really questions. Let me see. Okay, price point. There's two, right? Price point. So we are capping our figures at 99.95 with early bird with 30% off. That is our current strategy because we are not doing those numbers as I mentioned many times. We are very much indie. Big retailers would not take this item because it's not licensed. So it's just ourselves selling it to our limited reach. And then that would constitute us not being able to do large numbers. So this is going to be very limited, like the Quicksilver that you guys have probably bought, right? So limited stuff, 99.95 as the price of the figure, but always, early bird backers will get it for 30% off, which is around like 70, like 60, 69, 70, like that. So ETF or PO would be when I get it painted, right? Middle of next month. So we can start purchasing the PO right about end of March. And then again, if everything goes smoothly, we can aim for a Christmas delivery. That's what I hope for. All right. So updates on the red gullwing I just mentioned. A whole list of it just now. So hopefully that was answered. Rocking Rigatoni, the vintage enthusiasts. So I have also just answered that for the releases for 2023. Thank you so much. And thank you for supporting us on the sideboard. Glad you like it. Yes, Collect Express. Today we just posted a update photograph on our Facebook page where we actually showed off the mole masters, right? So those are the mole masters. Those guys are gonna be becoming the tooling. So I am also very much waiting for those to it becomes a tooling, and then middle of next month I can start showing test shots of the hits. Yes. So we are working with Riot Press Productions to come up with the Titanium Titans. We plan to have proper comics, proper characters, and then put it onto Kickstarter for backing because we're gonna be like needing to create a bit more new molds for the other characters, and how we are going to envision it and deliver it is that in the comics, the Titanium Titans would somehow have a mesh of cameo appearances from the Silvox characters. That's how we're actually gonna bring the rest of the characters that we have not done with Quicksilver, right? The rest of the characters like Copper Kid, Steelheart, we will give them a new name maybe, and then we will gel them in, and then we can produce them as figures. So that's the plan tentatively. Give us some time to hash out the actual uh, storyline, some comics, uh, visuals, and then we'll get the show rolling. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully by third quarter of this year, we can start something to show you guys. All right, that's my hope. Sam Newsman, your producer reaching out to me this week about the collaborating in relation to the upcoming The Marshall Line. That's great. All right, I'm available on 80s commander no s at gmail.com. So that's 80s 880s commander at gmail.com. Or you can just drop me a message on our Facebook page, Instagram. That those accounts are being monitored by me. So yeah, looking forward to the collaboration. Master Versatile Toy Hunter. Oh yeah, so had a great stream that day, and thanks for mentioning us on your stream. And yeah, thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Collector Express. We are excited of the car. We think that we've got something good going, and it's gonna be priced pretty reasonably. And I look forward to showing that to you guys again, like I mentioned, end of next month. End of next month. Yeah, it's gotta be. We were initially planning for December, right? But it went through a whole new revamp. Again, everything happens for a reason. So the reason is that we did not rush it out. We tried to rush it out because there was a the pot was hot, right? The metal was hot. Strike while the iron is hot. The iron was hot when the Haslet failed. We thought we should get it out as soon as possible, but along the way, I have seen many other things, and then that got me thinking. That got me to go back to the drawing board and then say, "Hey, what I have here is not good enough for what you guys want." So that's why we went back to revamp it. We showed you, right, the next level Kaizen of the initial thing. The initial 3D that we shared on Facebook was like that. And then the after thoughts, the aftermath was this thing can be available in different configs. So that's the way it is. And then right now we have something that's pretty good, pretty good, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Laser pens, incredibly excited for the Happy Halloween car. Could you make tiers to the car? One tier with the flames and Ghost Rider effects, and one slightly cheaper without the flame effects. Okay, so to answer this to you, the initial calculations was already based on the fact that we'll have the car with the flames. So what we plan to do is to offer the car at the lowest possible price without the flames. And if you want to add the flames, it's at zero cost. If it makes sense, right? Because the lowest possible cost that we had was for this entire thing. So we will offer the car by itself, no flames. Anybody that wants to add on the flames adds it on without any cost. It's almost like give me extra cheese, right? There's no cost for the extra cheese, right? So that's the way I am formulating the particular the way we're going to sell this car. So let me know if that makes sense. If it's not, then I'll go back to the drawing board. But definitely, I will get a clearer picture when I get the prototype in hand. When I show you guys exactly what it entails, then you will see what you're getting for your buck. That should be the ultimate litmus test. But I want to put the flames as an add-on, um, basically free, because the whole cost of the car is such that those flames actually don't really cost so much money. Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to. So those flames that we have, right? We're just gonna have flames on the wheels and on the engine block. I've actually deleted certain flames effects because upon more R&D, those flames were going to cause us more difficulty to attach and light up than it should. So I've sort of trimmed it down a little bit and then just giving those flames on top. And those flames actually don't really cost anything. So it would be hard to justify, like, oh, add this amount of dollars for the flames, because in the whole scheme of things, this whole project, the flames don't matter a lot. That's why I envision to, if you want the flames, you get it for free. If you don't want the flames, it's fine. Then you save on shipping, right? Because it does add a little bit of a extra block to the whole volumetric weight. Hopefully that answers the question. And again, if there's anything that sounds weird, just let me know. Sometimes I'm having too much to think about. I need to sit down and then go back and think properly. But that's generically what the plan is. You're in good company. The 80s T-Hawk model constantly had spring issues too. Okay. Yeah, but we don't want to have a problem, see? We've known the problems back in the day, and I've watched your video on your complaint about the sagging wings. Our piece is supposed to not sag after a few years. That's what I'm aiming for with the contraption that we're using. All right. Skyfall is the Motu Flipper in the pipeline. Yes. Okay. So this one um, is how do I say it? We're waiting for the final sculpt to be presented to us to do final costings, and then for the marketing people to do their work to get it onto Kickstarter. So that's a whole team involved, right? There's a whole group, a whole passe of collectors that's making this um, Mad Hatter Flipper figure, which, from my understanding, he's not really profiting from it, right? So the numbers have to be crunched really hard. We do need to attain certain number of units again, as always, for the whole thing to make sense. There is a plan. There is a plan of listing out the figures in a wave sort of thing. That means it's not just a flipper. There's going to be other characters along with that flipper, and I think I'm just allowed to say this for the time being until, of course, actual plans and designs are like cast in stone, right? So I'm sure there'll be more information on this particular piece by Matt Hatter himself, and as and when I know of the direction, I'll be glad to share it with you guys. But in the meantime, yes, it's in the pipeline. Of course, the team do apologize for that hiatus from when it was a high on the flipboard, from the Wanda, you know, Mattel Creations, online purchase that people couldn't get, and then people are flipping the Wanda on eBay. So surely there was a high point when, if the figure came out, it's gonna be a sure hit. But as with all things, it was conceived then we needed to make sure everybody on the team was in agreement to do the various aspects of the project, to finalize the sculpt and to get actual final costing. So yeah, so these are the things as any indie company would do. And again, Matt Hatter is not even an indie company. He's just basically trying to do this for the fans. So there's some components there that needs to be addressed, and then we are basically taking the precautions and the time to make sure that it's done right. Hopefully that answers your question. But yes, it's definitely coming soon. Mike, Battistili, right? Hope I got your name right. You need to make the Machina Goliath. We'll see. We'll see, my friend. We'll see. We'll see about that. So let's see if there's any other questions. And thank us for the Dolph. Yeah, I mean, looks pretty good, right? It's not too bad, right? So wait till it's painted. But he needs actual armor for the Origins body, and that's next project. Marcelo talks about Jace and the Wild Warriors. Interestingly, I just had a meeting last night around this time with a creator in the community, an artist, a toy designer, about the Jace and the Wild Warriors. And as I mentioned to him, growing up, I was not fortunate enough to actually know what Jace and the Wood Warriors are, but from what I gather, it's pretty hit with a wide group of you guys, and it is also, in accordance with the people who made the music for Mask, and the theme song is fantastic. The vehicles is awesome. They have a character in itself, so there's a lot to digest. I wouldn't want to jump in and do something to ruin your childhood. It's got to be done right. I'm looking into it, but no promises, because I need to understand it first. All right, so hopefully that answers the question. Master Versal toy answer with Diana. Would you be planning the Vista fighter craft ship from the series? Okay, so this thing here, I've given some answers on Facebook. So basically, we are in contact with the rights holder on V. The rights holder have told us to hold off, and he will get back to us, or rather, we should get back to him later on this year to pursue the opportunity. Because at the point in time where we talked about it, I believe last December, the opportunity was not yet readily available for us. So we did show our scalps. We did give the intention to license, but we were told to come back to him at a later time this year, which is what exactly we'll be doing. So hold on to your horses on that genre. It's again, just like the Maverick doing, Diana is one of my grails, right? To make this figure a reality in your collection. So yeah, she will be 6 inch as well, right? The 1/12 scale, not exactly 6 inch, maybe a bit shorter, female size. But will I be planning the fighter craft? So initially, I wanted to do it all in 3 3/4, because if we do it there, then we are able to give you guys more characters from the series. Because again, something that's smaller, the tooling is less. uh, Again, we also reduce the detail. So when we put in less effort, it can become cheaper. Not to say that we're trying to cut corners, but there can only be that much detail that we put into a 3 3/4 figure, right? If it's too much detail, like some other like higher toys, there's a, a packed ton of details on their 3 3/4, but there is actually not too much details that we can pack into the characters of V, right? They are wearing jeans, they're wearing a generic trooper attire. There's not really the bells and whistles and stuff. So it gets simplified in that way. And once it gets simplified in that way, we can make different characters. We can then make the vehicles, because in 3 3/4 the vehicles would make sense or make less expensive sense. But once we're in 6 inch territory, then it's a whole different ballgame. So it all depends on how our Happy Halloween works out. If it works out, then we will be more than happy to look at the smallest configuration of the fighter, because the visitor's craft, you can actually, it's like modular, right? You can actually add on to make it bigger. So let's aim for the smallest one and see how it goes, right? Again, these are all pipe dreams. We're trying to reach it to reality, but we'll see. We have to see how it goes, right? Okay, so the goods. Yes, I mentioned this earlier about more Silverhawks figures coming in the Titanium Titans title. Thank you, Master Versal Toy Hunter. Um, the work that we're doing is work that we will keep improving with each one. We hope that each next project would be better than the first. And don't listen to me, don't listen to my words. Look at the figure, right? I can say all I want, but look at the figure. You will see the Silverhawks, and we've learned from the Silverhawks how to make the next better figure. Some complaints of our Quicksilver was the lack of the articulation. I see it, I understand it, and my excuse for not catching those was because when we had the prototype, it was all in very fragile clay. I wasn't able to pose the figure as well. I've actually told the factory that, hey, I've seen uh, people who have 3D printing of figures that actually snap in and it moves and it's not so fragile. Please use those material. So we are working towards that. Although there's some pushback. I'm not sure why, but there's, even with this Maverick, I wanted them to go ahead to use those materials. There were some concerns, of course, cost, and some concerns about those particular method of doing does not actually bring about the details of our sculpt. So I'm just gonna take it with a grain of salt and just go in between. But as long as we are getting better prototypes that we can move, because again, why for Quicksilver, in the prototype stage, they were also so fragile. I couldn't really move and pose it. So I missed certain parts of how it was designed that way, right? The joints were made that way so that it didn't actually move, right? It was some parts were covered up by material. So in the next rendition, the next version that we will release Quicksilver in the Titanium Titans series, we will retool, we'll revise the tooling of Quicksilver and make sure that he'll be more posable on the next offering than he is now. So that is what we're learning. So coming back. Don't listen to me. Look at the figures. You will see the difference of the Maverick and the Marshall as compared to the 80s Commanders, as compared to Quicksilver. And from then on, we'll just keep improving, right? With each and every new figure, even as I'm listening to other people's other channels, reviews, you know, people in the industry, collectors with their own channels who are very much dealing with action figures almost every day, and then they have their input on what certain things should be. I'm picking up points, right? I'm here, there, everywhere, picking up points, and hopefully putting it into our projects, and then making our projects as best as we can. That's enough of me ranting. Right? Okay. Um, any plans for T-Bob? Not as yet, but I'll look into it. Not as yet. Have larger characters such as Asgardian Frost Giant ever been considered? Um, no, not at all, because that particular genre is not something that, again, that I relate to immediately. We are trying to uh, bring about nostalgia from my childhood, your childhood in the 80s, and such subjects are, I would say, more recent than back in the day. So I wouldn't do it, but if there's enough demand, if I get suddenly I get hooked onto it, who knows, right? So yeah, Ryan's in the meantime not as yet, but we'll see how it goes. That's great. That's great. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for joining the stream. Hope that you learned a bit more about Ramen Toy today. Um, yes, Fred from Mattel was asking about the flipboard. Thank you for the comment. Add a Sam or News Or figure. Okay. Hey Ken, good morning to you. All right, any more questions about the presentation? Junior Link, any plans of Bionic 6? So I don't think I've showed anybody this before, but maybe I'll just show it. Okay. So we actually did a test shot of our friend in clear, and I guess Bionic 6 has some clear bodies, right? So we'll look into it. We'll look into it. It seems to be one of the higher in demand uh, titles. So we will look into it. All right. Darren, yes, we'll be carrying on with the 80s Commanders for sure. Just that we will, take a bit of a step back, because if we keep churning out only 80s Commanders products, then it's a stress on the 80s Commanders collectors, right? So we're moving a little bit here and there, and then we'll come back to it as well. So after Phantom Foil gets pre-ordered, we will deliver the Land Drone, we'll deliver the Apache Commander, and then we will look at making the antagonist scientists, right? To have it all gelled up. I'm a little biased, but Ultraverse base figures would be awesome. Ultraverse. Okay. Is Brave Star still in the works? In fact, Brave Star is he's here. I just need to assemble him. All right. So Brave Star. Sorry. So there's his cape there, which we'll try to make into a soft good. Right. We got his hat. We've got the Marshall's the hit of the Marshall. All right. So yeah, it's still in the works, my friend. I just need to get time to get to the next guy after this. So one at a time. Yeah, so Jim, news of the Machina line is, like I said, releasing the Red Gullwing first, and then we'll show off the Great White's prototype, and then I'll work on the next character, the next vehicle. Did someone say I'm making Dino Rider stuff? Nope, I'm not making Dino Rider stuff. Absolutely, it's always great to connect with friends and the community and fans, right? Definitely, no problem at all. In fact, I love getting the questions, and then in fact, I was planning to do a segment whereby we consolidate all the questions that are asked on Facebook weekly, and then we'll do a stream and address all the questions with a face-to-face answer. Because sometimes when we type the answer, words are cold, so it could be misinterpreted. But having a one-on-one to explain the answer, I think that'd be great. So let me work on that amidst my very busy schedule, of course. So Conrad, yes, I just mentioned that, right? The plans for Machina. We're gonna put out our first piece first. We're gonna pre-order the second piece, and then we can work on the third piece. So pretty much, I think developing one in a year is not out of this world. It's reasonable, right? The time taken to develop, to tool, and to produce, that's about a year. Yes, KJ Smith, I hope you got your answer on the Red Gullwing I mentioned around May. Yes, I'm familiar with Visionaries, and we do enjoy the characters. Crawford Cops would be awesome. We'll look into that. That's a lot of stuff. All right, guys. So I reached the end of the comments. I appreciate everybody taking your time to be on this stream, and I will be continuing to provide updates on Facebook. I'll be working on the Mavericks colored sample, which will require some time because I got to put the patterns on the helmet, got to get the insignias onto the suit, and then I'm waiting for the soft goods, the soft material of the G suit to go onto the figure, right? So all these are all being done, and I'll be back really soon with another stream to talk about the Marshall, right? So stay tuned for that, and of course next week, like I said, Gullwing final test shot and the reveal maybe next week. No, maybe later on of the upper torso. All right. So until then, guys, thank you so much for joining. I will bid you guys farewell again. like and share this stream, share the video, and then get more people to know about our projects. We always need all the support we can get. And until next time, I will see you guys around. All right, take care, and Ace out.